Well, I took my iron steed out here today. I'm looking for whales. It's super windy out here. Hopefully the dead cat on my camera is helping a little. That's South Beach there, and then farther down is North Beach. And as you can see, the fog is rolling in right now, so let's make a beeline for the lighthouse and see if it's clear up there. This is a very popular place to see whales off the Point Reyes Lighthouse shore. Aha, we're in luck. Observation Visitor Center stairs all open. Hey everyone, and welcome back. I am at the Point Reyes National Seashore, and we're gonna go check out the Point Reyes Lighthouse today. It's a little bit of a hike, and it's very windy. Look at the way the fog behind me is blasting across the road. Anyway, come along. I hear that it's clear, even though it looks like it wouldn't be with that fog blasting across the road. And we're gonna go down. There's 312 steps that go all the way down. So I'm in for a little bit of a workout today. So let's go check it out, see what we can discover. All right, I'm gonna be really quiet for a minute because you could film like a horror film here. Listen to the wind. It's whistling. It must be whistling over those telephone lines and power lines. Pretty intense up here right now, as you guys can probably hear and see. There's a sign here showing all the ships that have run aground here over the years. Big one here in 1887. These horses are here pulling this one out. And they got a rescue boat here. A rescue squad too. Crazy windy cul-de-sac with green moss here, so it's always foggy and cold up here because we're in early September and it's green like an England forest in England, and these cypress trees are all shaped by the wind as the wind's just beating on them constantly their whole lives. You see how they're shaped, the top. Actually, a ranger that lives up here. Can you imagine the view that this ranger has staying in this house? Here's a little board here. Welcome to the Point Reyes Lighthouse. 113 stairs down to the lighthouse are open till 7 days a week, unless winds, which are right now above 40. It feels like they're at least 30. It's humpback whale season. We're gonna look for whales. No pets, no drones. And there's a good shot of a whale.
30, I think, was the highest I've ever seen on a record anywhere here.
Wow, that's intense.
Our wind speed gauge broke at the 120 last year.
Did it? The bearings started melting?
I'm sure it was higher.
Check out this whale jawbone. That's a big one. I was talking to the guy inside and he said this is the foggiest and windiest location on the west coast. There's one other competitor up in Oregon, and we are lucky right now because there's no fog. Okay, We reached the hurricane zone here in the wind. And I talked to the guy up there in the station. Apparently, the Fresnel Lighthouse is open. There's no wind right here. I can tell you some fun facts. This lighthouse was built in 1870 and went all the way to 1975 when they converted it to automated light. The light beam would shine over 28 miles out there, and the cost of a Fresnel lens back in 1870 was $118,000. In today's money, it'd be about $400,000. I'm looking for whales. With this camera I'm using though, you're not going to see them if I see them. Way out there, there's little bumps or the Fairlawn Islands. And between here, there, and the Golden Gate Bridge is one of the most heavily populated great white shark areas. Okay, let's see if we can learn something about this Fresnel lens lighthouse.
Things got so much better out here that it actually put them out of job.
Oh, yeah.
Because all these lighthouses are not
These roller bearings.
Yeah.
And so the lighthouse keeping profession is essentially extinct now.
Yeah.
And these also almost went extinct too, because the process of automating lighthouses meant that you take them apart and scrap them.
Oh.
So the Coast Guard was in charge of doing all this.
Yeah.
And it's not in their interest to create a new museum warehouse.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So there were thousands of these types of manually operated lights that were present on the east coast, the west coast, the Gulf Coast, the Great Lakes. It's a very small percentage that are still here. And oftentimes when they save a lighthouse, they save the lens.
Yeah.
And you don't see much of anything else.
Yeah.
And often the lens goes in the museum somewhere.
Yeah.
And we're pretty lucky to have everything here.
Yeah, we're privileged to see it.
We call this a clockwork mechanism, so it actually it keeps time because you need that lens to rotate at a very steady and regular rate, so you can see one flash of light every 5 seconds.
Okay, so it is a timer then.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that's, wow, it's like a giant clock.
It is, yeah.
Very cool. The light keepers had to pretty much live out here, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they had to manually operate this. Widen the gears to rotate, to raise the counterweight so it could actually, the lens could rotate over one. The light source was an oil lamp, so they had to, tend to that.
Oh, really? There's a light oil lamp? Wow.
Yeah, because there was no electricity out there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you rotate it very often, or no, not really?
Just for when we do maintenance.
To get that, make sure the bearings are moving and stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't operate perfectly. So if it did, it would be, we could be, demonstrating it.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I can't even imagine how it got down here, though, in pieces.
Yeah.
Because it's heavy.
Well, a lot of block and tackle there.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Very cool. Well, thank you.
Sure.
Back out into the hurricane.
Yeah.
You're used to it. Okay, now we're on the outside of the lighthouse. Gonna take a peek. Be prepared for the crazy wind. So this is the original building. And like he was saying, originally there was a foghorn. And we're in the full blast of the wind out here. Old foghorns. Imagine how loud these things would be. And the old generator here. These are some old engines. See any whales? The steps are numbered. That's number 308, 307, 306, 305, 304, 303. Now for the arduous hike up. This is brutal. I'm a little less than halfway. I'm already dying. Not in shape for this stuff, I'll tell you. It's as steep as it looks. This is a crazy story about the foghorn here. This here was a rain catch area, and the rainwater would go and flow into this holding tank, the cistern holding tank, and then like a steam train they would have to feed the boiler to produce fog to run the foghorns here. And this was first installed in 1871 and hold 100,000 gallons of water, but it wasn't enough to keep the foghorn going during the summer, so they added this storage facility to it. It's pretty wild. This map shows us where we are, right on the tip, and the water doesn't really get very deep until quite a ways out. You get into 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000, 14, down to 3,000 feet deep. This shows the lighthouse keeper's quarters here. This photo is from 1941, but it shows the keeper's quarters that were built in 1870. And then they built some cottages up the hill in 1885. And then in 1939, they built these because the Coast Guard was responsible for running the lighthouse. And this is the mode of transportation back then. It says here, the families of the lighthouse keepers may have initially felt isolated from the rest of the world. Fortunately, local ranchers welcomed the newcomers into the community. Families socialized, and during hard times, banded together. The nearest school was about 11 miles away, too far for the station's children to attend, so keepers' families hired teachers to come to the station. When a school was opened nearby a ranch in 1923, the station's children began to attend there. They were homeschooled up until 1923. Well, everyone, what did you think of the lighthouse? Pretty impressive on this very windy, very foggy, fog's rolling in fast day. If you like what I'm doing, hit that bell notification, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment. I shoot videos all over the San Francisco Bay Area and sometimes outside of it. All right, I'll see you in my next video. Peace.